Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Can I ring you back? Yeah, I'm on air. I'm on air. I'll give you a ring back in a minute. All right. Okay. See you in a bit. See you in a bit. Bye. 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 Hmm. Um. Oh, we're on air now. Oh dear. Right. Yes. Welcome to this episode of WebbWatch. Good evening if you're watching this. Yes. I just want to make this episode because cast your mind back. I've done a few episodes on the Tandy catalogue and I thought, well, let's do another episode of the Tandy catalogue, but this time I'm going to look through the VHS section, the the video cassette players, and I might throw in a few DVD players in. I think there's about three of them in this catalogue. But bear in mind, this catalogue is from 1998 going into the year 1999. So yeah, we're gonna have a little look through this catalogue and see the what VHSs were out at that sort of time period, and also what DVD players were out in 1998 to 1999. Last century. And we can also look at the prices as well and see how much they were, because bear in mind back then, things. Yeah, they were a funny price because back then things were high in price. People were on low income. I don't know. Well, I think a lot of people bought stuff on finance back then, didn't they? They bought everything on card and then they paid it off later, and then they ended up not being able to pay for it because it's all on the card, and that's what happened. And then the banks all crashed years later, but 10 years later. But that's what happens, you see, inflation and all that. But anyway, we're in the year 2025 now, so what we're going to do is look through the catalogue, and this catalogue is from 1998 going into 1999, and we're going to look at the VHSs and the DVDs that are in there. So enjoy. We're going to, enjoy, and I'll just grab the catalogue. Here it is. Yes, Tandy Catalogue 1973 to 1998, the 25th anniversary. Yes, in America it's called Radio Shack. I don't know if they're still going in America. If they are, leave it in the comments. But yeah, in the UK it's called Tandy. I think it's bought out by Woolworths or something like that. And then Woolworths obviously went bankrupt, and then all that happened. So I don't know. But things happen, yes. Everything happens, everything changes, but you. But anyway, we're going to have a little look through this catalogue and have a look through the VHSs and the DVD section and see what they were, what features they had, and everything like that. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. We've already looked at these in a previous video. Let me just turn it around a little bit. Yeah, we've already looked through the pop that there. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we've already looked through the portable TVs in a previous episode. So if you want to check it out, and don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, we're going to look through the VHS section, see what they were, see what features they had, see what was going on. So yeah. I'm just going to move the camera around, and I probably sound a little bit different. Yeah, we are. There we are. Video recorders, LG. Yeah, this is LG. This is a W9061 4-head Nicam stereo video recorder. There we go. Looks pretty black. There we are. Yeah, has it got, well, I'm not really clued up with VHSs because I never actually had one when I was younger. So I think my mum and dad had one, I think, but yeah, I'm not really clued up. I just remember you put them in and then they played very grainy videos. So what does this say? State-of-the-art 4-head technology, giving hi-fi and sci-fi vision. So there you go. If you're watching sci-fi, it's got sci-fi vision. There we go. How much is it? £149.99. So £150. There we go for that one. £150 for that. The next one down is a LG N031, I think. Yeah. Does it look any... Yeah, it looks a bit different. Is the remote different? Looks the same to me, the remote. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It says quick and soft mechanism. It says outstanding performance combined with value for money. I'm not going to read it all. You can read all that. If you want to pause it and read that, you can go ahead. Yeah, why not? That's what it looks like, and it's £100. So yeah, so that's what it looks like. But yeah, we moved on to the Sony now. These are the Sony VHS players. I'll have a bit more of a zoom in for that. There you go. That's what it looks like. I remember my mum and dad, I think they had a Sony one, but it was silver. It wasn't black like that, and it didn't have a remote like that. I think it was a later one, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And this one is a SLV -E 730UX 4-head Nikon stereo video recorder. It's £280. Oh, by the way, that last LG one, that was £100, and the one before that was £150. So the one before that was even dearer. But anyway, back to the Sony one, £280. Wow. And you've got to bear in mind, this is back in 1998, going into 1999, you know. It's a lot of money. Yeah, that is a lot of money. A lot of money. Well, Sony have always been a lot of money. I mean, £280. Wow. And this is the next one. This is the, well, we'll have a zoom in. There we go. Yeah, this is the Sony one. Very smart, Trilogic. Yeah, I remember because Sony were a bit funny because at the beginning they weren't really behind VHS because they had Betamax and they were quite last. They weren't really the first ones in it. And I remember, there we go. I remember reading somewhere actually that apparently the very, very first VHSs were... VHS players were actually, and recorders were obviously, they were Sanyo, actually. Sanyo ones badged up as Sony, which was which was because Sony was, they were competing with Betamax, and Betamax lost against VHS. So there we go. Bit of history there going on with Sony. This one's £180. There we go. That's a mono video recorder. Is that stereo? Yeah, because it's 4-head, and this one's mono, and it's £180. Wow, it's a lot of money. And these were the days before, you know, the PlayStation 2 and all that come out, because the next thing that I'm going to show you is the DVD player that Sony had out at the time, and this is it. This is what it looks like. We've got to zoom in on this. Look at that. That's what a VHS, not a VHS, a DVD. That's what the DVD looked like in, well, last century. DVD, CD, video CD, there we go. Dolby, it's got everything on that. And you got to bear in mind, this was before the PlayStation 2, so you couldn't this was what you had to pay to watch DVDs, and there were very few titles out at the time that were on DVD, so... There we go. So it's good to have a look at that. And look at the price. £500 for that. A lot of money. Just read that. MPEG 2, 24-bit signal process. And I bet you this was made in Japan. I bet this one. I bet that was actually built to last. It looks a bit like it was built like a tank, really. You could probably use that as a CD player alone. Yeah, £500. But yeah, it's good to have a look at the Sonys. They're the Sonys. Yeah, I've got found one here, a quick one here. This one's a Philips And this one's £400. Look at that. For yeah, £400 for that. That's a lot of money. That's what it's got on it. Turbo drive, Video Plus, NTSC, playback. It's a lot of money. I've got some more Philips coming up as well. Yeah, I got this one here. This one's £299, and this one's a Philips Nicam long play. There we go, VR 685. There we go. A lot of black ones as well. Yeah. Let's have a look. Zoom in. There we go. Sorry about that. Probably won't focus. There we go. That's what it looks like. Philips. Yeah, £299 for that one. Mad. The next one down is the Philips Nicam one. This one's £330, so this one's an extra £30, so let's have a look out for that. There we go, an extra £30 for that one. So yeah, and the next one down from that is Philips Nicam one, which is £450. Looks a bit like that silver one, but black. Yeah. £450. Wow. What's this one down here? It's like a clock on it. I don't know. I've never seen one of them before like that. But look at the price of it. £800. That is extortionate amount of money. Let's have a zoom in. Look at that. Wow. So that must fold down, and you've got all the yeah, that's probably, if anybody's got one of them, leave it in the comments, because that looks pretty mad. I bet that was yeah, sorry about that, I'm a bit blurry. But yeah, £800, and that's all the features on that. Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff on it, but yeah, £800. It's a lot of money. Let's have a look at the DVD players that Philips were offering back in 1998 to 1999. This is a Philips DVD 730. There we go, that's what it looks like. We'll have another zoom in. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of them were built, weren't they, like sort of CD players at the time. They were built quite well. That's all the features that it has, and yeah, it's quite good. It's quite good. The next one down though, look at this. This one's a DVD player, but yeah, this one is, I think this one has a lot more stuff on it. I don't know. But this one is £500. There we go. It's got a headphone socket, so I suppose you could use it as a sort of CD player as well. And it probably, I don't know what the sound quality, well, you'd have to put it towards in an amp, probably through an amp, and then you probably may sound okay. I don't know. That sound pretty well. I don't know. Are DVD players very good at CD players? I don't know, because these sort of ones were well out of the price. I mean, you couldn't afford them at this time. I mean, this was before, they only came down in price when the PlayStation 2 came out, and that was when, I can't remember if that was £300, and I think then it just dropped, and then they just went really cheap because everybody was buying them, and then by 2000 and probably 4, 5 or 3 or something, I mean, you could pick them up for, I got a Panasonic one for £40 from Richer Sound, so it was only like 3 or 4 years after this, you could get them for under £50. They dropped from that price to under £50. That's mad. That is mad. I think that's all for the PlayStation 2 as well, did that. it just dropped the price. A lot of people bought them just because of the DVD thing, because you could not buy a DVD player for the price of a PlayStation 2 at the time when it was released. So you had to buy these, which were like £500. Mad. Yeah, if anybody had these, leave them in the comments. Gonna have a little look up some more. Yeah, we've gone on to Sharp now. Sharp video recorders. These are Sharp. Let's have a look. That's the video recorder for that. There we go. There we go. But there we go. That's what it looks like. 4-head long play Nikon VCR. Here we are. Video Plus. Yeah, that one's £290. Getting on for £300 for that one. So there we are. This one's Sharp. This one's £220. There we are. But yeah, VHSs at the time were still a lot of money in this time period as well. I mean, yeah, we could get that LG for £100. This one's £130. So this was, but they didn't have like Nikon and all that on it. Very grainy, you know, snowy effects on the tape, and wasn't that good. Super Sharp, super picture. There we go. Let you see it. There we go. What does that one look like? Sharp. That one's got a 4-head Nikon. Yeah. But I'm going to show you the last thing in this catalogue, and it's a DVD player, and I'll show you it. And this is it. This is the last one. This one's a Sharp DVD player. Look at that. That's, yeah. I mean, I bet that's built. If anybody had one of these, you know, leave it in the comments. Say, were they built very well back then? Because these were like, they did go cheap years later, though. That was the thing. You know, about probably 10 years later, there were plastic things made in China. I bet these were made in Japan, probably. There we go. This is it. A DV-560H DVD/CD player / video CD, and then it goes extra compact DVD player with digital gamma correction. And then it's got AC3, MPEG-2, dual audio system. And then it goes super digital clarity. There we go. Yeah, £500 again. So you couldn't get them for less than, really, £450. So the Philips one was £450. And that was it. Until the PlayStation 2 came out in, when was that? Was that 2000 or, yeah, was it January? I can't remember. It was 2000 or something. But yeah, I mean, when that came out, it dropped the DVD price down. But yeah, that's what the Sharp DVD player looked like in 1998 to 1999. If anybody's still got one and they're using it, let me know, yeah, because they look like they're built to last, these sort of DVD players back then. They didn't look cheap. They looked, well, at the price. I mean, they were probably built to last, but then they just ended up competing with the cheap brands, and then ended up everything just spiraled down from there. But yeah, it's mad to have a little look through and look at the prices of how much DVD players and VHS players and video recorders were back in 1998 going into 1999. I mean, that's what, 27 years ago. So I mean, that's quite a long time ago. And bear in mind, bear in mind that I mean, that was a lot of money. A hell of a lot of money. But yeah, it's good to have a little look through this catalogue and have a little trip down memory lane and see what was in there and what people were buying back in the day and how much they were paying for like a VHS player or a DVD player. And these DVD players, I mean, that £800. And you got to bear in mind that was 27 years ago money. That's a lot of money. But anyway, yeah, if you like this video and you like this sort of content, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, and I'll probably show some more things in this catalogue. There's a lot of stuff in there, so You know, if anybody remembers Tandy and you know, Radio Shack and everything back then, they sold everything. They sold radios, they sold radio controlled cars, they sold styluses for your record player, they sold batteries, pages, and yeah, they sold many, many, many things. So if you like Tandy and you like these sort of videos, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe for more. See you soon. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more.